sheet, right? So in this lab, what we're going to do, we're going to introduce the use of the formula and also the condition, sorting, and also we will learn how to generate a graph in Microsoft Excel. Okay. So all these we will go through it. Okay. So first of all, this is the first section, which is the section A. This talk about a workbook, worksheet, cell, and data type. Okay. So what is a workbook? What is a worksheet? And what is a cell? And what is a data type that we are going to use? So when we're going to start in Microsoft Excel, we can create a workbook. Okay. So if you create a Excel file, okay, that we call it as a workbook. So all the sheet that inside the workbook, we call it as the worksheet. Okay. So you can start the Microsoft Excel. Okay, just start your Microsoft Excel. Right. So this is the Microsoft Excel. You will create a blank workbook. Okay, we create a blank workbook. Right. So all the box here, we call it as the cell. Okay. So workbook, worksheet, and cell. Okay, you can see this is sheet 1, so this is the worksheet. You can add another sheet as well, sheet 2, so you can add multiple worksheet for you to work on it. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to go through is, okay, so the value that we're going to type in, okay, it will be like by default it is a general data type. Okay, you can look at this data type. We have a general data type. So anything that you type in by default, it will be a general data type. However, you can specify your own data type. So there is a lot of data type that you can specify on it, like a number, currency, or even the date, time, or is a percentage, or the thing that you type in is a number, is a text. Okay, sorry. So all these you can we can specify what kind of the data type. Okay, so this is the few thing. Okay, I can do this. Okay, so this we have done. So the value that you enter, all the data, it could be in the form of like all the data type that we go through, but most of the time we can just leave it as a general. Okay, so this is just to tell you data type, worksheet name, and this whole thing is called a worksheet, and the box here, all the box here, we call it as a cell. Okay. So what we're going to do, the first thing, we're going to enter this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into a cell. Then you will notice that the leading 0 is missing. Okay. So if let's say we want to type something that's start with a 0. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, if let's say we type in this data, you can see our first, the 0 will be missing, right? So if let's say you insist to have a 0 in front, like a phone number and so on, then what you can do, you can change your data type. Okay, we can change our data type to the text. Okay, and when you type 0 at the front, you will see you will get a 0 in front. If you want to type a 0 in front, right, without changing the data type, you can start with this single column. Okay, so either you change the data type to text, or you type your data with start of this single column. This will help you to keep your 0 in front as well. Okay, so there's two ways for you to keep your leading 0. Okay, if your data is start from 0, you want to keep that 0, you can use this way. Either you change your data type to text, or you use a single column in front. So this will help you to keep your 0 in front. Okay, so this is the two things. Either you use text or you use this symbol, the single colon, the single quote. Sorry, single quote. This will help you to keep a zero in front. Okay, so this we have tried already. So this is what is a suitable data type, which is the text. If let's say you want to have a zero in front, then you can change your data type to text. The second one, generally formatting function in Microsoft Excel, such as you're going to change the font, rotate the content, fill a cell with a color, or similar to the other Microsoft Office application, such as the Microsoft Word. So the assumption is that you will work with this. This section we only focus on formatting the number. So we're going to create this kind of we're going to type out this data first. Okay, so we're going to type out this data. That we're going to play with it. Okay. Okay, so let me try to type out this data first. Okay, we can go to a sheet 2 and we can type out all this data. Okay, ABC, Sandrian, Berhad, and also the sales statistic. Okay. So for this, we have number, what we have, the item, unit price, and also the unit sold. Okay, so what this is, if let's say, you can highlight these two and just drag and create the following number, 1 to 5. No need to type from 1 to 5. Just type 1 and 2. Highlight these two and drag from your right, bottom right. Okay, you have to create 5 number. Smart TV, smart watch. Okay, desktop PC. Server, projector. Okay, so this, let's say it's 10,000. This is 1,000. You can just type in the number first. We will change the format later on. Okay, you can format it. You can make this as a bold one. And all these, if let's say you want all these to be center, alignment to be center. Okay, you can drag and make this column bigger. Okay, if you want to make an underline, you can highlight this row and have an underline. Okay, you can highlight it and click on this to create the underline. Okay, the bottom border. Okay, this is to create the border. These two, if you want it to be bold, okay, make it as the bold one. Let's say you want to change the font to 12, you can change it, or you want, the font size, you can change to 12. Or even the font type, you can change. Okay, any font type that you like to use. Just any font type. Okay, so the first thing, if you look at our what is the format that we're going to use? Accounting. Okay, then after that, we're going to change the unit price data type of all the items from the accounting to currency. So we're going to compare what is the difference between the accounting and also the currency. Okay, so first of all, let me change this. just highlight all the price here. We change it to the type accounting. Okay, accounting. Right, so you can see once you change your type to accounting, it will help you to fill up it as a currency. Okay, so this is the thing about the accounting. Just now we just type in the number, but once you have change it to the accounting, it will help you to fill out if the decimal point and also all the formatting about the price. Okay. Okay, so this is about accounting. And let's say we change to currency. Okay, let's say we change to currency, and what you see now. Okay, your currency, that symbol, the RM, it will be just stick with the price. Okay, if we use the format of the accounting, it is all aligned. Okay, it beautify it. All your currency symbol, it will be on your left hand side, and all the what we call that, the sign, and also the what we call that, the decimal point also all will be aligned. You can see all will be aligned nicely for you. Okay, following by the digit 10,000. Okay, and so on. If you're using a currency, it won't help you to align everything. Okay. All right. So if you want to beautify it, if you create a account software, or I mean not account. If you're using Excel to create to do a accounting, then it's better for you to use the accounting format or the accounting data type. Okay, it's more nicely. Okay, more neat. All right, so this is to let you compare between the data type of the currency and also the accounting. Okay, these two data types. Okay, so the next thing is, okay, we have tried this already. Okay, in this case, the currency used in MIR, which is the Malaysian ringgit. So if let's say we would like to change the currency, okay, then what we can do, we can choose the alternate currency format button on the home tab in the number groups. So as shown in the figure below, beside this, you may also increase or decrease the decimal point, or you can enable or disable the 1000 separator by clicking on the respective button. So all these, in case that you are when you do accounting, your currency is not in RM. Okay, so what we can do, we can change it. So you can look at this first button here. Look at this first button. We can change it to the others. We can change to others currency. Okay, for example, you can change to dollars, or you can change to pounds and so on. Okay, or you can choose more accounting format. Okay, you can change your symbol here. Okay, so you can see it can be Sing dollars and so on. Yen, either it's a Chinese yen or Japanese yen and so on. Okay. So yeah, for now we change back to RM. Okay, just now, if let's say we want to remove the comma, the 1000 comma separator. Okay. Wait, what I'm doing? This is percentage. Okay. It's only available. Wait, sorry. This is format with 1,000 separated. Okay. Instead of, why you help me to, okay, wait. Why you help me to, okay, now for the 1,000 separator, right, you can't really apply it on the, what we call that, the accounting and also the currency. Okay, for the accounting and currency, it will help you to keep the comma for the 1,000 separator. Okay, the thing that you can play with is this. You can have more decimal place, okay, or 1 decimal place or 3 decimal place right now. Okay, this is the thing that you can play with to control the decimal place. Okay. Okay. Let me try one thing. If let's say 2,000 here, okay. So if let's say you can see, if I click on this 1,000 separator, right, it will automatically help me to change my data type to accounting. Right, so accounting and also the currency format, we can't remove the 1,000 separator. Okay, the only thing that we can do is either increase or decrease the decimal place. Okay. Yeah, you can. You can log in. Give me a moment. You can log in. Your student ID also. Okay, let me unkey. 星星。What is the student ID? 星啊，你登记一下星给他。啊，然后按那个以后，我给 enter try 哦。This is under ITS. Did you try? Hi. Yeah, I can try. Ah, this is ITS. Let me ask. Sorry. How long is it? Try to make it. Okay.
No, cannot in or not?
Cannot log in. Maybe you type your password wrong or I don't know why they had. Yes, yeah, sure. How about you? I check in, right? Remember me again before when I end my class, because I think the section already end. I will log in again later on. Okay, so let me continue on the next thing. So the thing about is the cell reference and formula. Okay, so one of the common tasks that you would perform in Microsoft Excel could be calculating the totals for the value in a series of a related cell. So in addition to this, you can also use it to discover other information about the data you select, such as we can find the maximum or the minimum value in a group. In Microsoft Excel, we can also create a formula to do all these tasks for you. So in order for us to write a formula, we're going to click on a cell and start filling in the content with an equal sign. So remember, if you like to use a formula, what we're going to do is we must start it with an equal sign. Okay? So with this, Microsoft Excel knows that the expression following it by it should be interpreted as a calculation. So for example, let's say we would like to calculate a total sales, okay, which is using a unit price times the unit sold, you will get the sales. Okay. So how are we going to do this? right? So we're going to using a formula. Okay, so here we can add a column called sales. Okay, we can add a column called sales. And this column, instead of we're going to use our own calculator and calculate and fill in, we can use a formula to help us to calculate it. So what you're going to do, you're going to start with the equal sign. So while you start with the equal signs, the Excel known this is a formula. Going to interpret it as a calculation. So what you're going to do, you can use this, and then you will use this asterisk as a multiply times this. Okay, C5 times D5. Press enter. You can see you get the total. Okay, so you no need to go every single cell and type in the formula. What you can do is just select the first cell and drag it down. So all these will have the auto. Okay, all of them will have a calculation ready automatically. Okay. Okay, so this is the first thing that we're going to do now. Okay, for the formula. So you can see just how we have done already. You don't need to type in the formula one by one. We can use the right one. Okay, so after we create a formula, we can copy and paste into another cell. In this case, Microsoft automatically change the formula so that it works in the new cell. For example, if you copy the cell E6, which is contain the formula C6 times D6, right? So give me a moment. Okay. So this is the formula you can see. If you copy and paste also, it will help you to do an update formula. Okay, if let's say we go back, we're not using the rack first. Oops, sorry. If let's say we copy this cell and we paste in here, you can see it will help you to automatically update as well. This is C5 times D5, but you copy it and you paste it here, you can see you get the updated one, C6 times D6. Okay, so now what you can do is just drag, so all you will automatically fill up. Okay. So the autofill function, okay, we have used the autofill function just now. So to do this, you put your cursor over the fill handle at the lower right corner of the cell. Then your cursor should be changed to a plus sign, then we can drag it. So you click and hold on it, then drag until it covers the cell that you would like to fill. So this will help you to fill up all the remaining cell, okay? Okay, it asks us to try dragging the fill handle to the right instead of downward. What do you observe? Okay, let's say we delete these three columns. Okay, if let's say we drag it to the right, what will happen? Okay, if let's say we write it to the right, if let's say we write it to the right, what it will happen? It will help you to use this, the column on the left times on the current column. You can see it will use this unit sold times the sales. So you will get this. Okay, if you're ranking to the right hand side, this will happen. Hi, welcome back. Okay, so this is the thing. If you rack downwards, okay, it will follow all the formula on the top. It just change the cell. Okay, it will help it increase the cell. You rack to the right, okay, it will help you to use the column on the left times on the current column. Okay, so this is about the autofill. Okay. Okay, so the next thing, just now you can see, if let's say this column is C5, D5, this is C6, D6, okay, all this is still fine, right? Because it refer to the correct column and the cell. Okay, if let's say we would like to keep something constant, okay, if you can see here, if you like to have the reference to remain the constant when you copy the formula into another cell, so we can use the absolute reference. So how to create an absolute reference? By adding a $sign before the row letter and also the column number. For example, assuming that you give a 6% discount to the customer and the discount is stored in the cell C13. So to calculate the sales discount for the smart TV, so we're going to take the sales in the cell E6 and multiply with the discount, which is in the cell C13. Okay, so if let's say we copy the formula to the cell F7 without using the $sign, then you will notice that the formula is updated to E7 times C14 because there is no value in the cell C14. Okay, so the formula is unable to calculate the sales discount for the smartwatch correctly. Okay, so this, in order for you to understand, okay, we're going to have a new column here. Okay, you can remove these two. We call it as a sales discount. Okay, we call it as a sales discount. So what is the discount that we're going to give to the customer? Okay, so the discount is 6%. Okay, so the discount here is 6%. Right, so we're going to have a discount. And the discount is 6%. Okay, 6%. Right, so what you can do, okay, if let's say you want to format this, you can see this whole thing is, you have the borders around it, right? So we can, okay, what you can do, you can highlight the whole thing, you can highlight these two cells, and under this border, right, we change it to all borders. So you will have these borders around it. And for this, you can fill a color. So how to fill a color? You use this, the pen, okay? So we can fill it with any color that we like. Okay, so now how are we going to calculate the sales discount? Okay, if let's say you want to make it as a bowl, so can. Any things that you like to design it, how you want to design it is fine. Okay, so for the sale discount, how we calculate? We will use this equals to this times what? Times this, 6%. So after discount, what you will get? 6,000. Okay, this is the sales discount, right? It's not. Okay, for the sales discount is 6,000. So how much it will discount? So it's a 6,000. So you can have another column if you like a sales after the discount. So you will use the E minus F. Okay. So now we did not use any absolute. We did not use any absolute reference. If let's say we rack it downwards, what will happen? You will get all the dash here. Why? Because you can see this. What it will use? It will use the E6 times the C12. But C12 itself, we got nothing. Okay, no value inside. So how we log this C11? How we log this C11 and make it like absolute reference? We don't want it to move. Okay, so we can add a $sign in front of the row number. Okay, we can add a $sign in front a row number. So this is based on how you want to log. If let's say we know that our column is always at C11. Okay, and if you break down, the C won't change, so we can log the row number 11 only. So you can add a $sign in front of the row number 11. Okay, in another case, okay, if you rack it and your column C, it will affect also. It will become column C, it will increase to column D, E, F, and so on. Then we can add another $sign in front here. So this will lock the whole thing. So this is the absolute reference. We will always reference to column C, row 11. Okay, so this is two things. Okay, that we can use, okay, for the absolute reference. Okay, so this is absolute reference. So you can see adding a $sign. Therefore, the formula used to calculate the sales discount for smart TV should be written in this way, $sign. Okay, if let's say our column letter is not going to change, right? We can just put the $sign just at the row letter instead of the column letter. Okay, in fact, you're also given the option to make only the row letter or the only column number to remain constant. Try to figure out how you could achieve this. So we already achieved this. So if let's say we want the row number to remain constant only, then we put the $sign in front of the row number only. If let's say we want the column letter to be remain constant, then we will put the $sign in front of the column letter. Okay, so this is the thing that we can do. So for this case, we put the $sign in front of the row letter. It should be fine. Okay, is enough for us. Okay, so this is the few things. You may also come across a case in which that you will need to refer to a value from another worksheet. Okay, if let's say we want to refer a value from another worksheet, what we can do by adding the worksheet name before the cell identifier. Okay, so for example, if you want to refer to the cell C1 in a worksheet called the employee salaries, then you will type in the employee salaries followed by a exclamation mark and followed by the cell. Okay, please note that on the single quotation mark, okay, and also the exclamation mark. Right, so what we going to okay, this case, what is this? If let's say we have a this one, come across the case in which you need to refer to a value from another worksheet. Okay, so if let's say we want to try on this, if let's say we have something that comes from another worksheet. Okay, for example, our discount. You cut out this discount and put it back to the C1. Sorry, sheet 1. Okay, you cut out the discount here. You cut out the discount here. Cut out the discount here and paste it back to the sheet 1. Okay, so now our discount, the sales discount, is come from another sheet. Okay, so what we can do equals to the sales times sheet 1. Okay, sales time sheet 1, and then the single quotation, and this what is the cell that we have? B3. Sorry, B3, and we want the B3. Okay, sorry. So you don't need the single quotation. So what you need to do is E5 times the name, which is the sheet 1, and then followed by the exclamation mark, and followed by which cell that we're going to use. Okay, which is B3. Okay, B3 here. So B3, we're going to log the row letter as well. Okay, so you must log the row letter. Okay, so this is how you if let's say your value is in another sheet. Okay, so how you reference to it. So you will use the sheet name followed by the exclamation mark, and then which cell that you're going to refer to. Okay, so you can look at this. This is the formula. Okay, so oops. Right, so let me continue on the next thing. Okay, we have learned about the absolute reference and also how you reference from another sheet. So the next thing is about this, section D, function and condition. Okay. So we're going to use a function to help us to create a sum. Okay. And also we will use the condition later on, okay, to show us some condition. Okay. I will copy this back. Let's see. Just put it here. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to add is a total row. Okay. So you can click on the row number 10 and right click and click on insert. So you will have to create a new row here. So we're going to create a total row. Okay, total. Okay, so this, we're going to have the border for the top and bottom, right? So you can highlight the row and go to this border and choose only the top and bottom border. Okay, which is this, the top and bottom border. Okay. Highlight the whole thing and choose this top and bottom border. So what is the next thing that we're going to do here? We're going to sum out whole this thing, the whole thing here. Okay. So what you're going to do, equal this plus this plus this plus this plus this. So this is not the correct way. If let's say we have 100 data, then you need to create for 100 times for the plus and so on. So in Microsoft Excel, it offers you a function called sum. So equals to sum. Okay, you call equals to sum followed by a bracket. You can say it will ask you for the number 1 and number 2 and so on. So what you can do, you can drag the whole thing here from E5 to E9. Just highlight the whole thing here, drag from, and followed by a close bracket. So this will help you to calculate the sum. Okay, will help you to calculate the sum. So what is this? The formula again is equals to sum followed by a bracket. So inside the bracket is the range of the number that you're going to sum up. Okay. Same goes to our sales discount. We're going to calculate, okay, the sum as well. So you're going to use the sum functions to calculate the total sales discount. Okay, total sales discount. And you're going to calculate the net sales, which is the sales minus the sales discount for each item, and store the value in the cell G6 to G10. Okay. So what we're going to do, so this is the thing that we're going to come out. Okay, so this is the final thing that we're going to come out. So we have a sales discount, and also the net sales. So we're going to sum out the total of the sales discount, and we're going to have the net sales. Okay, so I'll give you a 5 minutes time to figure it out. Okay, you need to create the total of the sales discount and create a new column called net sales. Okay, and call a new column called net sales, and we have a column called remark. So this is the thing that we're going to do now. Okay. So we're going to have a new column called net sales. Okay, this unit sold, maybe we can make it. Okay, if let's say you have a unit sold, right? Okay, you want to drag it to this small, okay, to this size. But you can see your unit sold, it can't be seen already, the text. So what you can do, you click on that cell and you use this, wrap text. So when you use wrap text, it will ensure that all your text, it will be show up, okay? Right, so just now, right, you can see you have a very big empty space. So what you can do is you go to your row 4 and you can see when this symbol come out like a cross with a 2 arrow, just double click on it. It will help you to adjust the size accordingly. Okay, for net sales as well. Okay, then this we're going to have a bottom border. So this net sales, we're going to use this minus this. So what we can do is equal to this minus this, right? So you will get the net sales. Okay, so how you do this? You don't need to drag. You can select this and go to the right bottom. Okay, where the cross come out. Okay, just double click on it. It will help the auto fill out. Okay, so and the next thing is about this. We're going to have a total sales. Okay, so for this F, same thing. Okay, what we can do, you don't need to type again. You can try this. Highlight on this sum E5 to E9, right? Drag it to the right hand side. You can see it will help you to auto fill up. Okay, F5 to F9, and this will be G5 to G9. So select this and drag it to your right hand side. It will help you to fill up. You no need to type again the sum formula. Okay. Okay, I'll let you finish up this. Okay, we have a remark column as well. We can have a remark column here. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is, okay, so we're going, okay, sum is the only one of the many functions provided in the Microsoft Excel. So sum, we have learned how to use the sum. So we can go into explore, we're going to explore and use the other functions or the predefined formulas. So we're going to click on the formula tab, and inside the function library group, you will be able to find the insert function button. So what is the most common functions that we use here? Sum we have already done just now, and average. Okay, average, and also the count. So you're going to find what is the average? Average, you're going to find the average number for the specific cell. Count, you're going to find the numbers of the entry in the specific cell. Minimum and also the maximum, the largest and the smallest value in the specific cell. So now we're going to try this. We're going to use the max and the min function to determine the largest and also the smallest cells. So in addition to using a formula for calculation, it can be used to display the message when certain conditions are met as well. Okay, before we go into the condition, let me try to use this first, the max and the min function. Okay, so let me try on this max and the min function. Okay, max and the min. So we're going to have this, the largest and the smallest cell. Okay, so let me have these two columns, the largest cells and also the smallest cells. Okay, and this is all border. So here, you can go to, okay, click on this cell, go to formula, under the formula, insert function. Okay, so what is the function that we're going to use here? The largest cell, which is the maximum. Okay, maximum, we click OK, max. And what is our number 1 and number 2 and so on? So what we're going to do is the number of the maximum and Okay, okay, so you just highlight this whole thing. Okay, G5 to G9. Okay, once again, how you do this? Insert function, select max, okay, and this number 1, right? You just do this. Go to G, select from G5 to G9, so you get this. So you can see you have a range of the number here. It's the array of the number. Just click on OK. So it will return you the largest number. So same goes to the smallest number as well. You can insert function. And what is the function that we're going to use? Mean. A minimum that is not here. Okay, if it is not there, this is financial, it will be under max. Okay, the mean, it will be under, let me find again, statistical, it will be under, under the statistical. So just now, under the most recently used, right? You can't find a mean, right? So you can choose your category. It will be under this statistical, yeah. So inside this category, you find the mean. Okay, M-I-N here. Okay, mean. So click on OK. Same goes to G here. You just select G5 to G9. So this typo S-M-A-E-S-T. Okay, so you will get this. Okay, the largest and also the smallest sales. Okay, the largest and smallest sales is fine, is before the discount, but it's fine. What we're going to find is after discount. Okay, so now let me continue look at how we using the if condition. Okay, we can use the if conditions to have a remark for the bestseller. Okay, if let's say the unit is more than 25 units in the month, so we can have a remarks of the bestseller. So this type is known as the conditional formula. So here we were using a if function. So what we can do, we can use the insert functions button and add the if function. Then we can set the condition. Okay, we set the condition if the unit so is more than 25, then we have the remarks there. It is true, or else it is just a normal. Okay, it is true, then we will have a bestseller, or else we have a normal one. Okay, so now let we look at how we add this to our formula. Okay, so first of all, we can have the if function. Okay, we can type the if function in our what we call that, in our remark column. Okay, we're going to have an if function, if, then you need to pass in the logical test. Okay, equal if, and the first thing that we need to pass in is the logical test. So what is the logical test that we need to pass in? We want to know, okay, the unit sold is more than 25. Okay, so we can select, okay, we can select the unit sold, which is in the column D5. Okay, we select the column D5. Okay, so this is our logical test. And what we're going to test, what is the condition, which is more than 25, more than or equals to 25, right? Okay, so we're going to have that. Okay, you can type in more than or
equal 25. So here we need to remember when we need to use more than equal. Okay, if we use the more than only, then it more than 25 means that it will start from 26 and so on. Okay, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. If we use the 28 or more than equals, okay, we use the right arrow and equals, more than equals, which means that we will include the 25. So it will start from the 25. So what is the condition that we want? We want it to be more than equals 25. Then followed by a comma. Then after the comma, if let's say the value is true, what we want to return? We want to return it is a best seller, right? So we need to put the best seller in the double quotation. Okay, so we put it as a best seller. Okay, so this is the condition is true, which means that our unit sold is more than or equals to 25. Okay, this is the condition become true, so it will return you a best seller. If let's say, okay, then the next one we follow by the comma. Then if let's say the condition is not met, okay, so it's not more than equal to 25, then what we will put in, we will just put in the normal. Then this, what is the thing that we're going to have next is you can just, okay, I give you some time to type in this formula. Okay, if bracket, inside a bracket, the first one is a logical test, then after that followed by the first one is the if the condition is true, then the second one is if the condition is false. Okay, so the first one, logical test, we test whether the unit sold is more than or equals to 25 or not. Okay, so I give you some time to type this formula. So if you have done typing all the formula, the next thing that we can do is we can drag and drop the formula for the remaining cell. Okay, for the remaining remark cell. Okay, so you can type first this formula. Okay, so now you can select the first cell, and from the right bottom right, there is a small square. Just focus on the square, then it will come out the cross. Then you just double click on that thing, then it will help you to auto fill up everything. Okay, so this is about the single if condition. Then the next thing that we can try on is a nested if condition, which means that you have more than one if condition. Okay, so now you can create a new column called commission. So we're going to have to calculate the commission based on the net sales. Okay, so you can add this column called commission. Okay, so once you have add this, we will look at how we do a nested if condition based on the multiple condition, okay, of the based on the net sales. Okay, so how many percent of the commission that we're going to give. Okay, so for example, the first one, maybe we can have sales of 50K until the maybe 89K. Okay, 89K, that you will get a commissions of maybe let's say 3%. Okay, you will get a commission of let's say 3%. Okay, and the next one, maybe we can have from the 90K until 129K, for example. Okay, let's say it's 129K. Then for this, you maybe can get a 4% commission. And the next one, if let's say it's over 130K, okay, is more than the 130K and onwards, then we can give a commissions of 5%. Okay, so for more than 130K, we can have a commission of 5%. Maybe we can give it 6%. Okay, if more than 130K, we can give it a 6%. So this is the condition. Okay, so we're going to use this part of the conditions for the commission, and we're going to set the set the nested if rules. Okay, so if let's say more than 130k, 6% was 130k. So the next thing, we're going to have the if condition. Okay, the first if condition, if let's say the logical test, which means the net sales. Okay, the net sales, okay, we will check from the highest one first. The first condition, we will check if let's say it is more than 130k or not. Okay, if let's say it's more than 130k, okay, is 130,000. If let's say it's more than 130k, then this condition is met, it's true, right? So value is true, it will be 6%. Okay, if let's say the value is false, which means is not more than 130k, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to the now the value is false. Instead of we return something, we add another if here. So this will be the nested if condition. Okay, we add another if here. So let's say the G5 is more than 90k. Okay, is more than or equals to the 90k, then we will give the commission of 4%. Okay, so G5 more than equals to 90k, then we will give a commission of the 4%. Okay, so we can do that. Okay, 90 and 000 with a comma, then value is true, then we will give a 4% of the commission. Then we will check another condition now. Okay, if let's say it's not more than 90,000, then we will have another if here. Okay, we will check if the G5 is more than or equals to 50k or not. Okay, if more than or equal to 50,000, then okay, how many percent of the commission? 3% of commission that we will give it. Okay, and then the last one, the value is false, which means that it does not meet the first, second, and third condition, then we will give a 0% of the commission, which means that it did not hit the target, so your commission is 0. And now you need to be very careful with the bracket. Okay, you need to see how many open bracket that you have, then you need to match how many closed brackets. So now we have 3 open bracket, we need to have 3 closed bracket. Okay, so for this you can see it is 0.04, so we can change the data type into percentage, then you will get this. You can see that the net sale is 47,000, that's why you did not hit the target, and you get a 0%. Okay, so this is about the nested if condition. So you can use the nested if to test multiple condition. Okay, so this is what we're going to learn now for the nested if. Here I'll give you some time to complete this part. Okay, if let's say when we've done this, then we will move on to the next section. Okay, I'll give you some time to complete this nested if. So you need to be very careful. The nested if is a very long formula. You need to take care of it. Make sure you have a correct amount of the open and closed bracket. Okay, so if you need a okay. Right, so this is the thing about the nested if condition. Okay, so I'll give you more time to complete your formula. This is a long formula. Okay, once you have done this, the next thing that we're going to look at is about the next section. Okay, we have tried in nested if already. Beside the if function, the Microsoft Excel also provide the other conditional functions for you to manipulate your data. So some of them is like summaries in the table below. Okay, so we can use that the average if, okay, to find the average that meet a given criteria, and also the average ifs. Okay, we can set a multiple criteria as well. For the count as well, if count, then we will count the number in the range that contain a numerical value. The count A is will count the number of cells in the range that are not empty. For the count if as well, or the count blank, okay, the count blank, it will count the number of the cell in the range that are empty. Okay, count if and count if. Okay, these two, we're going to count the number of cells in the range that meet a given criteria. If that is count ifs, then it will check on the multiple criteria. For the sum as well, sum if and sum ifs. This is to sum out the value that meet a certain criteria, a single criteria and a multiple criteria. Okay, so that we're going to try on this. We're going to calculate the sales that contribute by those best seller. Okay, so this we will calculate the sales contribute by those best sellers. So we can use the sum if. Okay, we can use the sum if function. And the second one, we're going to determine the number of the item that have sold more than 25. The items sold more than 25, but the sales remain less than 100,000. Okay, so let me try on this. We can add it in the bottom here. Okay, so we're going to do what? So the first thing that we're going to have is to calculate the sales contributed by those best seller. Okay, so we can use the equal sum if. Okay, so the first one is the range. Okay, so the range here, okay, we need to select the range of that we want to find the to find the condition instead of the net sales. Okay, this is not the right one. We instead of the net sales, we need to find a range of we will use the range of the remark. Okay, so the range, okay, the first thing that we're going to put in is the range from H5 to H9. Okay, so this range is the range for you to find your criteria. So our criteria is, okay, so this first range that we're going to put in is for the criteria. Okay, the criteria that we're going to have. Okay, so the criteria is count from the H5 to H9, the criteria that we're going to find out. Okay, so which the bestseller, okay, the column of the bestseller. So the range here we're going to have H5 to H9, and the criteria, what is the criteria? Is the bestseller. So we can choose the bestseller column, H6, and then what is the sum range? Okay, if let's say it meet the bestseller, then the sum range will be from the G, the net sales, from the G5 to G9. Okay, and we can change the data type to accounting. Okay, so this is the best seller, and we can add the all border for it. Okay, so once again, is sum if. The first range is the criteria, so we choose from H5 to H9, and the criteria is what is bestseller, so we choose the H6, and the sum range is from the G5 to G9. You meet the criteria, then we will do the sum. Okay, and then now let me continue on the next one, which is the, okay, I give you some time to continue on this first. Okay, the sum if. Okay, I let you finish this, then we will continue on the next part, which is to find on the item that is a bestseller, which means that it sold out more than 25 or equivalent to the 25 units, but the sales remain less than or equals to 100,000. So we're going to determine the number. Okay, so once you want to, if let's say you want to determine the numbers, then what we will use the count ifs, and we have two conditions here. That's why we use the count ifs instead of count if only. Okay, use the count if. So the criteria of the range 1 is D5 to D9. And then what is the criteria? The criteria is more than equals to 25. Okay, so this more than equal to 25, we need to put it in the quotation. Okay, make sure you put it in the quotation. And the second criteria is less than 100,000. Okay, so the second criteria is less than or equals to 100,000. Okay, make sure the both criteria we need to put it in a double quotation. Okay, or else it will give us a error. Okay, so yeah. So just now it show you error this error, so we need to put it in a double quotation. Okay, you type out this first. Make sure your both of the criteria is put inside a double quotation. Okay. You type up all the things that you need, all the criteria that we have. Okay, make sure your criteria 1 and criteria 2 is put inside a double quotation. Okay, this is a wrong demo. Okay, we need a more than equal. Okay, just make sure you put your criteria 1 and criteria 2 in a double quotation. Then it will be fine. Okay, there will be no error. Okay. So for the criteria, we can use the more than, which is the right arrow, less than, left arrow, more than equal, less than equal. Okay. So this is the conditions that we can set the criteria. We can check on it. Okay. So yeah, put it in the double quotations, then it should be fine. And for the 100,000 as well, is less than equals 100,000. It's not more than equal 100,000. It's less than or equals to the 100,000. Okay, so it will have a 3 item in the end. Okay, more than 25, but the sales is less than 100,000. Okay, you can see the smartwatch is one of it. And then you can see return you 3. So this is the final formula that we're going to use. Okay, this is the correct formula, so please use this formula. You can see it return you 3. So the desktop PC as well is one of it, and also the projector as well. Okay, all of these is sell more than 25 units, but the total sales, the net sales, is less than 100,000. Okay.
Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is about the chart. Okay, so we're going to create a chart for this table. Okay, so just select a cell here, insert a chart. Okay, so what is the chart that we're going to do here is a bar chart, right? So we're going to have a bar chart, plot a bar chart for the sales, select all the sales data, then choose the cluster column under the column subtype. Okay, so let me do this. Bar chart. Okay, wait. We should select our data first. Okay, so we're going to select our net sales here. We're going to select our net sales here. And we're going to have a bar chart. Cluster chart, yeah. You can use a recommend chart here to find the cluster chart. Or you can use, where is our cluster chart? Okay, all chart, okay, so you can see this cluster column. Okay, so what you can do is you can go to this chart, more column chart, and select this cluster chart. Okay, cluster chart, cluster column. So you will get your graph here. Okay, so you can see we have our this. So what we're going to do is we're going to, okay, we come out this ready. The next thing that we're going to do is select data. In order to change the label used in the x-axis, which is the horizontal one, so we're going to create the select data button to bring up a dialog box. So we create the edit button under the horizontal category axis label. Okay, so we select this and we click on select data. Okay, so for our series 1, okay, what we're going to do this horizontal category axis label. We click on the edit. So what is the range here? Which is this. We just do this. Then click on OK. So what is our series 1? The series name we can put it as the item. Okay, so once again, you will come in, you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Just click on edit and select the item range here, or the item range here, and click on OK. So you will get all the item as your horizontal. Then for your legend entry, the series, right? You just click on edit. Okay, what is the series name? Item. Click on that, so you will get this. Okay, you click on OK, you look at your graph, you can see it's an item, then you will get this. The series name, it can be sales. Okay, sorry, the series name is sales. So we select data and change again. This edit, the series name is net sales. Okay, our series name is net sales. All right, so you will get this. So create a pie chart to represent the sales and the label the chart accordingly. Okay, so we can create a pie chart as well to represent the sales. Okay, so you can select the net sales again and insert a pie chart. Okay, you can insert a pie chart. Now what you can do, okay, you can insert a pie chart as well. What you can do a select data, this edit again. So what is our item, okay, and then the series we can change again is our net sales. So you can get this. Okay, another thing that we can do is we can have like then okay, chart type template select data, all these fine. Okay, what you can do is format the check option, the field, the border, all these fine. We don't need to change this. Okay, all these fine. You don't need to change. Okay, you can add some more thing. It's like the data label. Okay, you can add the data label so you know how much is it. Okay, you can add the data label. So where you want to add maybe center or the inside end, okay? You can add it at the inside end. So you will get the data. How much is it? All right. And for this also, if let's say you want to add something, if you want to add the exist title also can. So this is what is exist title for this. This is the net sales and this is the item. Okay. What you can add some more? You can add maybe a data label if you want. All this. Okay, you can click on this plus sign and based on what you want to add. The legend, the trend line, error bar no need. Data table if you want. Okay, so all these you can add. Maybe you have a data table, you don't need a data label. Okay, so this is the all thing that you can add to your chart. So make your chart is more meaningful. Okay, right. So the next thing is about the conditional formatting. So this it is important to ensure that the data is easy to read. So one of the common way to achieve this is to have the Microsoft Excel change the appearance of your cell based on its value. So this is also done as a conditional formatting. So to create this, first select the cell that you want to apply the format. Then in the Home tab, select the Style Group. Under Style Group, we click on the conditional formatting button to set the rules where we can select. Okay, so for example, if you want to highlight the sales that exceed the 99,999. Okay, so what we can do is, okay, let's say we go back to here. Our net sales, select the net sales here, select this, conditional formatting. Okay, so what we're going to do is like highlight the sales rule. Highlight the sales rule. If let's say it is greater than, okay, greater than, let's say 99,999. Okay, you can have this. Only one cell will be okay. If this cells itself, yeah, you will get more. It's greater than. Okay, you'll get 3 columns be highlighted. Okay, so you can choose also what kind of the format that you want. Manage rule. If let's say you don't want the format to be red color, you can change the color to like orange. Or this is the text. let's say the text is still the same. Then the field we change to orange. More than or equal. Oops, sorry. Highlight greater than. It's okay. We can do this. Greater than. If let's say you don't want this, you can be this. Okay. So you can change the color as well. Okay, it's up to you. So in addition to this, you may also create a data bar to indicate the relative magnitude of the value in the cell range by spreading a band of color across the cell. So assuming that you're going to apply this to the unit. So we're going to select the cell D6 to D10 and create a, so we're going to have a data bar. Okay, you choose this, conditional formatting data bar. So it's up to you what kind of color you want. Okay, so you have this data bar. So the next thing is we're going to highlight cell with the unit price fall in the range of the 1,005 to 5,000. Okay, so highlight the cell with the unit price. Okay, that fall in the cell of the range 1,005 to 500. So you can select this, highlight the bar, and you can do between 1,005 to 5,000. Then we can highlight with green maybe. Okay, so once again, you select this, conditional formatting, highlight cells rule, you choose between. So what we choose, 1,005 to 5,000. Okay, press enter, you get this. Okay, if let's say you don't want all this formatting ready, you no need to clear it one by one. There is one button that you can do this. Go under conditional formatting, clear rule. Clear rules from the entire sheet. Once you press this, all your formatting will be gone. Okay? So this is the thing about how you clear the formatting. Okay, clear all the formatting rules that you have applied to the entire worksheet. Okay, the next thing is about the sorting. Okay, I will leave this section G and section H for our next class. Okay, since we left only 5 minutes, I will leave section G to section H for our next class. Okay, the filtering and sorting, and also the index and match. Okay, I will leave these two for our next class.